Hello everyone, welcome back to Caught Your Paul. Right, so it's week 2 of the fry now. It's Saturday morning, so I've had them exactly a week now. They've grown a little bit. A few have died. I've probably lost about 30, maybe 40 out of 1,000. So a few, but mainly bent ones and a few without fins and bits like that. Alright, so I'll turn it around and we'll show you them. Right, so here's a fry. As you can see, there's a couple of dead ones just there. Mainly bent, as you can see. That one there has got a bent tail. There's a couple more with bent tails in here which will probably die as well, but as you can see they are starting to put a bit of size on. I'm feeding them quite a bit. I've also been feeding them a bit of frozen bloodworm as well as the 0.8 to 1.2 mil crush pellet. Quite a few nice colours in there. There's one there. There's a few odd ones in there, but there are some really pretty fish to be fair. Some are getting quite big. Down the bottom you can see some bigger fish. Right, so I'll just show you a food I've been using as well. Right, so this is the food they're on. We're on 0.8 to 1.2 mil crush at the moment. I've also got a bag of 1.2 to 1.5. After I've used this, I'll mix a little bit of this in at the bottom into this and start on the bigger pellet. Once I get through this, I'm going to get a big sack of 1.5 mil crush as well. I'll show you the bloodworm and brine shrimp I'm also feeding them. Right, so this is a frozen food I'm using. Brine shrimp, and I've got bloodworm and bits as well. Daphnia, got a fair few there. So what I'm doing, I'll take a piece out now. So we're just putting a few cubes onto a plate here, letting them defrost, and we're feeding those up as well. They really are loving it, and hopefully it will encourage them to grow a little bit faster and stop some of the bent ones or them getting bent and getting a little bit of malnutrition. I think some of the spawnings were obviously later, smaller fry, and they may not have properly been weaned onto the pellet form. Right, and as you can see at the back, those are some of my new fish. The littler ones just hiding around with skimmer at the moment. The ones I picked up last week. They've all settled in really well as the ones I got earlier in the year from Koi Exotics. There we go. Lovely fish. To be honest, I was really impressed with the quality of the koi down at Adam Byers farm. They really were looking nice. So as you can see, the fry is still in a floating net. I have ordered a new bigger net, 3 foot by 4 foot, 3 foot deep roach net from Northside Nets. So I'm just waiting for that to come, and then we'll grow them out in that a little bit more. And then once they're a bit bigger, I'll buy a couple of nets with a bigger mesh once I'm on to the bigger pellets, and hopefully I won't fall through the mesh as much as well. What's happening is, because this is a bigger mesh, the little pellets, the tiny crumbs are going through, and it's making the water quite cloudy, as you can see. Right, so that brine shrimp's all melted now, so I'll show you how we feed a fry. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to feed a big fish first, otherwise they'll be a bit angry with me feeding the fry and not feeding them. So throw some pellets in for those first, and we'll get a fry fed. They have had a fair bit of food today as well, so they might not come up straight away to be fair, but it's better to put a bit in for them, and then they won't take the fry food. I've turned the skimmer down as well, so it's not going through a skimmer, it's kind of swirling around there now, which is good. Don't want to lose the food down the skimmer. Alright, so I've got a jug of water. I'm going to put some of this brine shrimp in. I'm going to swirl it up so it's all broken up, so it's not just in a big clump when I put it in. And then we'll pour it in and get them fed. Right, so it's all stirred up. 1 cube is. Let's get this poured in, and we'll show you how much I really Really love it. And that's pretty much all been eaten straight away. I'm just trying to film through the net here. There we go. Get closer up, if it'll focus. There we go. So as you can see, there's quite a few fry in there. A couple of floaters. But as to be expected with fry, you'll always get a few die. Right, so I'll just get this rest of it mixed up and we'll get them fed.